takes me out of position where, in theory, if I'm boxing somebody that, is my size, or, if I'm playing the 4, is going to be smaller than I am, we should have an advantage on that. But at the same time, it just depends on what the other team's shooting too, right? Like if they're shooting a bunch of threes, then, it kind of nullifies. If they have a bunch of big guys and they're standing on the rim, and they're shooting a bunch of threes, it's not really kind of a big issue, if that makes sense.
Do you kind of feel liberated now, unburdened by the fact that you're going to have people to handle some of that rebounding stuff, and you can foul now, and things like that?
I don't know, to be honest. I haven't really thought about it like that. It's nice to know that, I don't know, like from a physical standpoint, I don't have to be in the game at all times. Obviously, I want to play as much as I can, but I think it takes some of the pressure off of me that, like when we have the guys coming from the bench, there isn't just a huge drop-off. Like I don't need to be in the game for 40 minutes for Purdue to win the game. So I think that's a nice burden off my shoulders.
Can less be more?
I think so. Obviously, it's tough because as a competitor, you always want to play, but I think when you look at how basketball's played, and when you can get guys that can come in and give you good minutes, I think that's exhausting to play against.
When Matt talks about why this team could or should be better at rebounding this year, I've heard him say a couple times things like Trey says he's going to rebound better now that he's at the 4, things like that, almost kind of like a subtle jab in a way. Like, how is he? I guess how are those conversations going? Is there sort of like a proven mentality even to him as you're going into the season?
Can you explain it one more time?
I guess the way he talks about it is like, well, you say you're going to rebound better because it's a better matchup for you at the 4, I guess, than what he saw last year.
Yeah.
I guess some of that I think is just sort of like a friendly banter in a way, but like, do you feel kind of challenged in that way to be better because this is maybe a more advantageous matchup?
I don't know. Yes and no. I mean, I'm kind of looking at it in theory, and looking at it as like, when I'm playing open gym and when we've practiced and when we've done certain things, like I have rebounded better. So, I guess I kind of look at it like that. At the same time, I think it's also I think as a team we realize we need to rebound better as well. So I'm not really concerned as much as me getting the rebound as much as our team getting the rebounds. So whether that's, me taking it seriously, block out, or whatever it is. So.
When you see a smaller guy on you, how much of a killer do you have to be in terms of kind of establishing that really deep position or throwing them out away for an offensive rebound?
I just think it depends on the team, right? Like a lot of times people will play smaller guys on me, but they'll double immediately as soon as I catch the ball. So it's like I don't know how much of at that point you become more of a passer and more setting guys up the whole game. So it kind of just depends on how they're going to play. Now, if I have a smaller guy on me, I think rebounding-wise, I think I should have a really big advantage. So I think from that perspective, it brings some of that killer mentality out of you. But offensively, it's kind of just taking what the defense gives you.
It just seemed like there were 2 instances against Indy. I know Indy is what it is, but you really, really buried somebody at the rim for post position, and you really kind of physically dominated somebody for a putback. I didn't know if you had to take a less cerebral approach to those kind of matchups now.
Again, like it's much easier to do when somebody's 100 pounds. There's 100-pound difference in when you're doing it. I don't know if it was much of a tenacity or mentality thing as much of a just physical difference between boxing out somebody like Oscar versus boxing out somebody who should probably play the 3. The older just.
Emotionally, how are you trying to handle this last go round? Like, this is your last opening game. This is your last season.
To be honest, I really don't think about much about it. My girlfriend asks me that all the time, but I just don't. I don't know. I have goals, and so I don't really look at it one game at a time as much as it like how can we prepare and play our best, if that makes sense. So coach always talks about like trying to play against yourself every game, and so like I try to look at it as that instead of hey, we're gonna play this team next or this team next.